You are now listening to The Black Spark, a podcast about actively balancing healthy relationships,
mindful parenting,
and mental and physical wellness in this crazy world.
I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
Welcome to The Black Spark.
Welcome to The Black Spark. I'm your host, Nia.
And I am your host, Adai.
How are you doing?
I am well.
Yeah?
A little bit sleepy.
Okay.
But that's to be expected because it's a little bit sleepy time.
Shout out to veterans or people who died so we get the day off tomorrow.
Whoa.
It's Memorial Day weekend is what I'm trying to say.
It is Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you for that.
Where it is thank you for your service type situation.
There you go. You got the words. So you're not sleepy.
It's not just people who died.
No, it is. Veterans Day is for people who are alive. Memorial Day is for soldiers who died.
The soldiers who died, not just people.
Oh. I'm like, they're dead, though. Okay.
Shout out to our ancestors. No.
Well,
yes.
Some, maybe.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's
okay, anyway.
Okay.
How was your week?
What? We don't script the show, y'all.
No.
My week was good. I am feeling closure. The summer is beginning. In my work life, the summer has begun. In the children's life, we got roughly a week and a half, 2 weeks left of school. And
then summer camp don't start until 2 weeks, a week or two after that, which is,
the 12th?
Week after. No, it starts the following week.
The 19th?
The 19th is when it starts.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so that puts a happy damper.
Yes.
Because I got to have these people in the house.
Yep, you do, for a week.
Oh, man.
Yep.
I look forward to it. But damn, can I get some space?
No.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm in a transitional phase right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a few weeks to figure out how to live with these people. And so I'm looking forward to catching up on sleep this summer, whether or not anybody else in the household agrees with that. I am going to sleep. It's going to be the summertime. Taking them to summer camp. So I'm looking forward to taking them to summer camp. And it's not that far of a drive. And they're not going to have homework. So there's no damn good reason for me to be up.
Yes, but they'll have after summer camp activities.
Yeah, they'll have after summer camp activities. They'll come home and shower and go to sleep. I'm not staying up with your ass doing homework. Shower and leave me alone. Make yourself dinner. No, I'm teasing. So we're in a transitional phase with a number of things because I'm trying to teach Kyrie how to cook. He asked me today when we were at the grocery store if he could. He said, I want to learn how to cook.
Nice.
I want to learn how to make things for myself. And that is for you, because y'all don't know. That is because I stopped catering. He started changing up. I don't like cereal anymore. He don't want cheesy eggs no more. Talking about he don't like cheese. I'm like, bro, you eat cheese. You always ask for cheese. But today I asked him what kind of lunch he want to start making for himself. Oh, turkey and cheese, of course. Anyway. So, and then he's on some, I don't want to eat sometimes. And he don't want to eat dinner sometimes. Mind you, I'm not the best chef. And so the dinner's not always great. And I got to own that. And I'm looking forward to changing up some of that. But I'm like, bro, you got to start cooking. Y'all, all three of y'all need to start learning what you want and at least start prepping some of your own meals, because I cannot do breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I mean, Green Chef, I honestly would say, y'all want to sponsor this? We would love the sponsorship. But no, I enjoyed it.
It was delicious.
And now that my job has changed, I'm home earlier, so it would be easier for me to contribute to the dinner process.
That would be lovely.
However, it was pricey.
Oh,
it's doable, but it's pricey. And it's not that the meals are pre-prepped. It's pre-packaged with the specific serving size that you need. But I still had to chop vegetables, so that takes a while. So, life hack, Green Chef at least has all of their recipes on their website. So I could and will.
To steal them. Oh, wow.
It's not stealing. It's on their website.
It on there.
No.
Hey.
So you could just get the recipes.
True.
and then buy your own ingredients and prep for the week. Because if I prep for the week, then I am going to chop up all the things beforehand, as opposed to coming home with a bag and it's got 3 whole onions in it, and this is supposed to take 30 minutes and it's taking an hour. Yes. But anyway, so they did. I'm cutting you off here to say they enjoyed the Green Chef.
Yeah, they did. Foods. We mixed it up. Yeah.
So most of them. So we can start reincorporating those things.
Yeah, and then they need some West Indian food in their life. Tatum, we was cleaning the house today. Reggae's playing all day. I'm in the shower showing Tatum how to scrub the tub. She's talking about, Poppy, why do you like this music? I'm like dancing and jamming. Why do you like this music? I was like, you don't understand the power in this music, honey. Because it reminds me of my childhood. Mm-hmm. You ain't been raised around West Indian people. What's wrong with you? No.
But Kyrie loved it.
Yeah, I know. He got moves now.
He got his dance on. I was like, okay.
He got moves now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He likes Murder, She Wrote. That's what he said.
Yeah.
The song, not the show.
Yeah. I wonder how many people listen to the show even know what it is.
And pliers.
Yes. So, and then we went to a Trinidadian, we picked up food from a Trinidadian restaurant the other day, and they got to taste some Kyrie tore up the pylori, and them doubles was not what they supposed to be.
No.
But still tastes good. I'm about to heat one up tomorrow. I mean the last 3. But yeah, I got more to say. I'm gonna keep talking. So, how was your week, my love?
My week was pretty good. It's
First
so
week
funny.
At a new job.
Yes. So I started orientation at my new job, and I feel like I need to start my own corporate training company, and just contract out to businesses so that they can actually get streamline their onboarding and training processes, because every company that I've ever been to, the onboarding process has left much to be desired. So, but anyway.
I was going to say, every time you go to a new job, you have this same feedback. You're like, I think I should start my own because these fools don't know what they're doing.
People don't know how to train properly. Anyway.
Yes, but you like it.
I do. Yes. I actually do
Very
really
excited.
Like it.
Yep.
I have conquered some of my fears. Let's see next week. But I have been driving on the California highways, which I have not done ever.
In a long time.
I drove on Atlanta freeways. I drove on highways in Buffalo. But California, I never really had to drive on the highway. So this is new.
You drove with me cross country.
I did.
Thrice.
Yes.
And they had no problems.
No.
Yeah.
It's something, I have anxiety around travel, and it is time based.
Yeah.
So when I'm packing for a trip, getting ready to go on a trip, I have anxiety all the way up until I board the plane, right? When I'm driving on the highway or having to get to a place at a certain time, that's where the anxiety always comes in.
Oh,
so I don't have very much. So far, I haven't had very much anxiety on the way home, because on the way home, I don't need to be there at a certain time.
Oh, I mean, it's funny you say that, because I don't call it anxiety.
Well, you must not have the same actual physiological symptoms.
Well, I mean, or I just manage it differently. I just manage it differently. I don't call it anxiety. I just get I'll be annoyed that we got out of the house late. Mm-hmm. But I also look at it like an adventure. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. No. I'm like, we already late. We already late. And it's me, I'm rushing to school. You rushing to work. It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, I'm rushing to school. After a while, I'm gonna fuck. Yeah. Sure, you're gonna get me this damn automated thing that's gonna say my child's late. What you gonna do? Leave him back? No, you're not. He late. They late. She late. Yep. Okay, that's fine. I'll be annoyed because it delays my work start time.
Yeah.
But I still go to work and get shit done.
That's a whole different
thing. Yeah, you got different anxiety because you got people to show up for.
Yeah,
and they patience is waiting. Yeah.
So that's a thing. Excuse me. But yeah, that was my week. Doing orientation, getting the children's summer schedule together.
Oh my God.
The finances around the summertime. It's just.
How do y'all pay for summer camp and eat?
And buy the children clothes for summer? It's explosive.
Well, I will say, I'm cutting you off. I'm excited that my son's excited about his little junior Clippers.
His
little basketball outfit. He was excited about it. He modeled it and he was dancing and like he was juking and I was like, bruh. So this guy, I've seen him run around the track now. He likes to run. He's got great form. And he told me that he's actually a good player on the basketball. He can't really get the ball into the net, but he's great at passing. He says he's great at running up and down the court. I was like, bet. I used to be the same way until I learned to shoot.
He actually got a couple hoops.
Yeah.
Day, so
I mean, for your little body to get a basketball into the hoop, it takes energy.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to. Why I'm looking forward to? Because for years the boys resistant of physical activity, and you've been telling me for a while, take them out, and I've been like, ever since I first tried that, I was like, this don't want to do nothing. Come on, man, let's go, let's do this, Oh, he wants to sit on the floor. Now he's actually coming into his body. And he's starting to do things voluntarily. I'm like, I bet, cool, let's go. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that with him.
Yes, and depending on when this practice schedule is, he might not make it to practice, so you might have to practice with him.
Depending on what's going on, what day it is, and what's happening on the girls' activities.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's talk about them damn kids some more.
Let's talk about them damn kids.
Let's talk about them damn kids.
Tatum goes to me the other day on the way to school. Bobby, but why do vampires drink blood? And I'm like, wait, what? Why are we talking about this? So I said to her, you know what, honey? I'm not entirely certain. There's different stories around why. I was like, probably because they're not really alive, but they don't make blood anymore. And so they got to drink your blood. And Kyrie's like, yeah, wait, but they're not alive? But then they're not dead. I was like, yes, they're actually called the undead. Mm-hmm. They're not alive, but they're not dead. They ain't got no heartbeat, blah, blah, blah. So Tatum goes, they're not alive, but they're not dead? Oh, okay. So is that why they're white? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, no, I don't. That's not why they're not white because they don't have blood, Tatum. And Kyrie goes, no, Poppy. No, Tatum, it's because their hormones are not flowing through their body anymore. So that's why they need blood. And I was like, what are you talking about?
What is happening?
I don't understand why we're even having this conversation. It was just very confusing. And so I was like, I got to teach y'all about vampires now, apparently.
What does he mean by hormones?
I don't know.
You know what?
He said hormones, first of all. That's my problem. The boy said, look, I'm from Brooklyn. We don't say hormones. So,
but okay, I'm gonna say y'all be listening to a bunch of podcasts, and maybe he heard about melanin as a hormone in your skin that causes your pigmentation. So maybe that's what he was talking about.
He might have.
Okay.
Yes, here's what happens when you teach children stuff and you let them listen to adult stuff, and you're not really fully absorbed it.
Discount his whole.
He said hormones,
and that's just
I don't care why
you don't know what came
he
after.
said hormones. It bothered me, and I was like, no, you know what? Let's figure this out, children.
So this week, the girls got awards for excelling academically, which I'm looking forward to seeing their last report card because I'm like, oh, really? This is nice. This is nice. So 2 out of 3 of our children got awards at the assembly at school. And it's funny because we have been doing this reward chart off and on, but we're starting to be more consistent with it. But we have been doing this reward chart off and on. And so we were reminding them a couple weeks ago about prizes or trying to motivate Kyrie with different prizes. And Sanai said, this doesn't make any sense because he gets prizes, but we always behave. We don't get prizes. It's like, you know what? That's very astute Sanai. But they all have been getting rewards and prizes. And of course, Kyrie's are a little bit differentiated because he is the one who is struggling behaviorally.
But I like the way I was wondering to hear what you was gonna say.
You know,
I don't like talking junk about my son, but so many times. So I appreciate the rephrase.
honestly, they all have very, very similar ways of being. It's just that he is an outward processor, or more so than they are, right? So whereas we'll tell them to stop asking questions or be quiet or whatever, and they will like internalize it, he can't. He's like, well, why?
But why?
But I don't understand.
Why?
And it's like,
yo, boof. No, yo, shut up. I'm trying to do something right now, man.
Yeah. So, but I just think they are hella funny, and I'm happy to be able to give them rewards and prizes and things like that. They've been earning their allowance.
Yo, she just throwing money at them. I'll be sitting there like, you put... So, thank you. You put together a chart.
I did.
With various dollar values.
Yes.
Per task around the house. I love it. There's a weekly list and a daily tasks that need to get done. And the children have studied it and they're like, yo, I'm making $17 today. And me, I heard that and I was like, this motherfucker got $17? That means I ain't got them $17. And then Tatum talking about, I'm not gonna make as much money this weekend as I did last weekend. And I'm like, that's because you're taking less from my pocket. And they talking about, and everything didn't get done, and Nia just walking around the house talking about, oh yeah, hey children, a super extra credit if you want $1 per room. I need you to go around and clean all the light switches. And I'm like,
light switches and door handles.
Look here, the belt will get the same activity done. Why is she taking all my money?
They need to learn how to earn money. They need to learn how to manage it. They need to learn how to monitor it, save it, grow it.
Yes.
We didn't have savings as children.
Who we?
Bro.
Oh, y'all didn't have savings. My father gave us $2 a week starting real young, starting earlier
and you spent for it on allowance.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then it was up to 5. And then it was like 10. We got the regular bootleg ass allowance.
Yeah.
Over time, and I was able to accrue some dollars.
How much?
To purchase Transformers and things of that nature. I was like, I don't need no candy, y'all, but I got good stuff at home.
Right.
Y'all buying all this candy.
Inflation,
I like juicy fruit,
inflation,
but I mean, yeah.
So things cost more. So $20 a week per child, and the house ends up. I mean, that's $60 to get the entire house deep cleaned, which would typically
cheaper
cost us
than $350.
So, I think it's a steal, and it's teaching them work.
Who cleaned the floorboards? Because they was looking good in the hallway. I didn't do. Tatum did the floorboards in the bathroom. She was like, "That I was like, yeah."
I don't know. The floorboards I usually have Kyrie do once a quarter, but he didn't do it this time.
But the hallway looked really good when I was mopping. I was like, "Which one of these children clean the floorboards?" Anyway,
that's a once every quarter kind of thing. But anyway, so yeah, I'm loving the allowance thing. I feel like it's hard with kids because kids kind of really need to see the cash. It's not like they have the app for their bank accounts on their iPads or anything, so they're not really able to see it. So that's the piece that's missing. We might have to actually take out cash and.
No, you might want. Well, I showed Kyrie this morning. I mean, when we were at Whole Foods, I showed him because I said, "Look, son, this how much?" Because he's attached to my account. Y'all don't know. So I scrolled and I was like, "Look, say this how much you got," and he was like, "Ooh," and then I scrolled up and I said, "This how much I got." He goes, "That's all you have left." Yeah, because your mother gave it to you and your sisters. In my mind, I'm like, this boy got more money than I do right now. Good thing I get paid in a few days. This will help his mother transfer that money soon.
There's money in other accounts.
So I didn't want to be too ashamed. He was like, "Papa, that's all you got?" And I said, I know this. I was hesitant, but I delivered it with confidence. I was like, "In this account, sir. In this account." In my mind, I'm hopeful. I'm like, I hope it's more than this in them other accounts that his mother's had, because I don't know what the fuck is in there. And then we got 4 days left before I get paid. So I hope his mother don't need to eat lunch when she go to work this week.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, good thing I just got gas. Damn.
Oh, that's hilarious. Ooh. All right.
Anyway,
enough.
that's about them damn kids in our bank account.
That's why they need real jobs.
You know what I mean?
We can't be their jobs.
Also, he said something about why can't he have a job, something like that, and I was like, child labor laws make it such that you can't work. And then he saw this dog in a service vest. He was like, are there dog laws? Can dogs work? I was like, yes, dogs can work, sir. Why don't you get yourself a dog, train it, let that dog make you some money. Shit.
So today, while I was doing Tatum's braids,
which came out nicely,
thank you. I'll be working
very happy about
Sanai's tomorrow, and she will be very happy. Yes,
oh.
We were watching A Different World, which we tend to watch Black 90s, 80s, and 90s sitcoms when I do hair. It's my way of indoctrinating and enculturating the children.
Yes, please. May I have another?
We cannot have any much.
No. Different World, Living Single. We haven't watched much Cosby Show.
We have never watched the Cosby Show.
We have not. They don't know the Cosby Show.
They do not know the Cosby Show, which is a shame.
What else? That's it.
I did a little 227.
227.
I did a little 227. I haven't done Different Strokes.
What a world of me. Wow. You know, I just learned that was Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke is all over 80s, 90s sitcoms.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to ask you, even though this is analog relationships in the digital world, I wanted to ask you, out of all of the characters and all of the relationships, because those are all analog relationships, right? And they still are very heartwarming.
Yeah.
Which one do you identify with the most? Out of all the characters and relationships. It doesn't have to be just a relationship. It could just be a person.
Relationship. That's fun.
I know, yeah.
No, what first comes to mind? What first comes to mind is Rudy Huxtable and Bud. I didn't have no Rudy and I wasn't Bud, but I had female friends and we used to talk shit before you could say shit.
Yeah. And
so that was fun. And watching them grow up and her treat him a certain way, it just did something to my heart. It was just funny to me. It tickled me all the time. And I was like, yo, they crazy. She not right. And he's just being a nice friend and just being nice to her, coming around and taking her shit anyway. I don't think he didn't even want her like that. They was just friends.
I think he did like her, but it wasn't like Urkel and Laura.
No. I never liked that relationship. I was always mad at Laura. I was like, you are just wrong. I mean, I didn't think she should want him.
No,
she was rude to him. I don't necessarily relate to those relationships. I do remember being Theo and being in love with Vanessa. Not Vanessa. What's her name? Not Vanessa, not his sister. Gross. I ain't had no. Let's rewind that.
Justine.
She
was very pretty.
And that busted ass sweater that he had.
It was a shirt.
I know that shirt. He tried to.
Gordon Gartrell.
Oh my God, you remember that? Wow. I do remember being Theo. Like, not a knucklehead messed up.
You had that kind of shirt?
No. But just going through, we didn't even get close to wearing nice stuff like that.
Really?
We wore okay clothes, but it wasn't no name brand where I could be like, Mama, this is just something, don't mess it up. It was never like that. But just being a teen boy, a young black teen boy in Brooklyn, like trying to keep up. What the hell? I never said that.
I thought I was doing something with all my DKNY, Tommy Hilfiger stuff.
So in high school, though, yeah, we had clothes, but it wasn't my parents that bought it. We had gotten allowance, and then we had jobs, but then we had a circle of friends we exchanged clothes with. All three of us was in different schools. Westinghouse, Robeson, and Clara Martin. So we would rotate our gear.
Nice.
People always thought we was fresh. And I was like, yeah, you don't need to know nothing about how I get my shit.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, you caught me off guard. I wish I had more answers.
No worries.
But those are my answers.
I was just so warmed today watching the relationship between Dwayne and his mom, Patti LaBelle.
Oh my goodness.
Chipmunk and the prune cobbler. And I was like, that is legit how I feel like my relationship between me and Kyrie is. It might not be that way, but that's how I feel like it is.
Talking about, shut up, Chipmunk. Let mama handle this. These women over here acting crazy. I got this one because they clearly over your head, son. She had the extra prune cobbler. I traveled with one. Yo, she is hilarious.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, she has a nickname for him. I have a nickname for my son. So yeah, I thought that was cute.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't think I relate or identify with any of the relationships.
You know what I will say? Well, I learned it from my father and my mother too. But the relationship between Claire and Cliff, the fact that they were affectionate in front of their children, the fact that they were honest about their children in front of their children.
Got it.
Yeah, that reminds me of us. They be doing whatever they doing in the dining room or living room or whatever, and I'll sneak a rub, you sneak a rub, sneak a kiss, and we're like, they're not looking right now. They're not looking. Let me get a little.
Except Sanai. She
be in it.
Be looking.
She be in it.
She be like,
really? She do?
Yeah.
I don't be looking at her.
Oh my gosh.
I'm too busy looking at you.
She's nosy.
I was about to clown her. Maybe that's one of her eyes is like.
Oh, stop.
She be like, let me watch them. I'm supposed to be looking over here, but let me see what they doing.
So we call her Patch. I know this is not even them kids know. Anyway, I think I said this last time. We call her Patch because she had eczema, so she got patches of dry skin.
You said that's not the reason. You said that's not the reason.
So the first reason was because she looked like a Cabbage Patch doll.
Yeah.
She first got chunky because they come out, they be looking scraggly. But when she got chunky, she looked like a Cabbage Patch doll. She
straight was Cabbage Patch doll. Yeah.
Then she got eczema, so she had patches of dry skin. Now she got an
eye patch.
So she got an eye patch.
Yeah, she's just living up to this.
Iterations of patch.
Oh my god! Wow, and she's learned to put it on.
Yes. So anyway,
yeah, this is great. Oh god!
All right, let's move.
We should do something else.
It's time for Ask a Die, where we read and answer a question from you, our listener family. Send your questions to itstheblackspark@gmail.com or message us on Instagram @theblacksparkpodcast. So I want you to listen to this and then tell me what you think and if you agree. Okay?
Could he possibly like me more than his girlfriend? And could I possibly be dumb to think that it's more than
what gender are you asking this question to? He might absolutely like you more than his girlfriend. That do not mean he want to be with your. That don't mean he's ever intending to wipe your. Because your girl can get on your goddamn nerves, but I still notice who I want to be with. She's just getting on my nerves right now, and I don't like her. I love her though, but I happen to like you. You know what I'm saying? Because in the midst of my difficulty with my partner, you was willing to squeeze yourself in. You didn't even try to take up space. You know what I'm saying? You was willing to fit into my life exactly the way I needed you to fit in. You feel me? I can like you right where you at. You don't want no more? You ain't asking for shit? Hell yeah, I like you. You mean I get to still go home with my girl? Yes, I like you a lot. I'm gonna talk to you a lot. You mean you gonna get up? You actually okay with me having to get off the phone when my girl walk in? Yeah, I like you, baby. I like you. I like you a lot. A whole lot. Yeah, that nigga might like you more than his girlfriend. Yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There was a moment
you a lot, baby,
when that woman's soul left her body.
Oh my goodness. They never showed her again. I wanted to see her again.
She was expecting that answer.
Yeah.
I think she thought she ate I think she thought she was like had a gotcha, like could he like me more than his girlfriend? She was
fooling herself. She was deluded when she got up to that mic because he said, "You fit right in. You are okay with me getting off the phone when my girl walks in. Yeah, I like you. Of course I like you. I'm in control of you. I do what I want with you. And when I'm done with you, you okay with that. I'm out on you. Yeah, I don't like her right now, but I love her and I'm with her. I'm not going anywhere. Of course I like you. Because when I'm done with her, I just roll up and you like, whatever you want to do." Yeah, that's true. I think the only time that would not be true is for those situations in which the relationship that he's actually in is going south. Because then his like you might become, the 80-20. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get this 20 to make this 20. And maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But I don't think, he's definitely not in one of those.
No.
And he understands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he might, it sound like he got friends who are in those situations and his boys be talking to him.
Maybe.
And he like, yeah, I'll be listening to them all the time. Either way, I felt bad for her. But I also was like, this makes a lot of sense. Everything he said, I was vibing on. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, because it's that ego. It's all ego. I was like, oh yeah, of course I like you. I never said I love you. He's like, oh, I might like you, but I love her.
Yeah. I always say, all the challenges come in for me when there's just a lack of communication, right? Or there's a lack of honest communication, right? So if someone is leading you on, like that guy in Waiting to Exhale, the one that Whitney Houston was seeing. He was married, and he was like, yeah, it's not working out with us. I'm gonna leave her, whatever.
Then they decide to work it out.
Yeah. Right. I decided to stay. Well, of course you did.
Of course you did. You was a side piece.
Right. So in those instances where someone is actively lying to you, then, that's different. But to just ask the question, can someone like you more than they like their significant other? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, of course you can. I
like
you, but
that
doesn't
mean
I'm leaving her.
I
like you because you're okay with all of me with me doing whatever I want.
But he could actually like her. Like he could like her style. He could like the perfume she wears. He could like her sense of humor. He could like her personality. He could all of these
that
parts
she's
of her.
Not his girlfriend.
He could like all of these parts of her more than he likes the woman that he's with, and that doesn't mean that he wants to be with her.
Yes, she asked the wrong question. Yeah. I don't even know what the question was.
Is it possible for him?
Oh, is it possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. And that's the thing about liking people. We talked about this a long time ago. Love is a choice that you make on a daily basis. Liking, it goes up and down. Like I told people years ago, I don't like myself all the time. I don't like you all the time. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not about what I like or if I like you. You know what I mean? So, you asked the wrong question, Miss.
Yeah. And I think there's an epidemic of that too. People be asking the wrong questions and then extrapolating and and just pulling their own answers out the air.
I learned that at work. It's like we're not getting the result we want because we're asking the wrong question. If you ask the right questions, you're gonna motivate the whole team to move in a particular direction.
Yeah.
But
So sorry for you, lady. Again, we're always about open and honest communication.
Yeah, so that lady was asking the wrong question. I think I have the right question.
Okay.
What do they need to know? It's Nia's need to know. It's Nia's need to know.
Ratchet random.
It's Nia's need to know. It's
Nia's my turn. So the Color Purple trailer came out this week. I'm super excited for it. I was actually going to play the original Color Purple while I was doing Tatum's hair, but I didn't think she was ready for that.
Yeah, nobody needs to see that.
There's a lot of rape scenes in there, and I don't think they know.
They don't know sex yet. They don't know proper sex.
They don't know any of that yet.
So yeah, nah. Why is he on top? What
did they do? Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
How is he hurting her? Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Anyway, freaking phenomenal cast. Fantasia's playing Celie. We got Taraji playing Suge Avery. We got Danielle Brooks playing what's Harpo's wife's name? Oprah. I don't remember. Miss Sophia. And we got, let's see, her. She's in there.
That's right.
Halle
Bailey.
Mm-hmm. I always want to say Halle Berry, and I'm like, oh, child, no, please don't put her. She and J-Lo.
I knew you was gonna say J-Lo.
Go someplace. Who else? Oh, Coleman Domingo is playing
That's
Mr.
Right.
Which,
I was like, oh, he's gonna do a good job in this. It's gonna be a problem.
So his character is already messed up for me. He's an amazing actor, but he plays a very sly, sneaky, evil person, and so I'm sure he's probably a nice guy, but I won't ever be able to see him as anything other than a creepster. But I'm excited.
So. You know what's funny? So you sent me that trailer. I watched it, and all I felt was, I'm not as excited because that movie is not to be messed with. And if they fuck it up, I'm gonna be mad.
It's gonna be different.
I'm be mad because I was watching it and it looks beautiful, and every scene that they went through, I feel like it might be a mirror of the old trailers. Every scene that they went through, all I saw was Whoopi and Oprah and everybody else, and I was like, "If y'all fuck this up."
I think it's supposed to be somewhat of a musical, so it's gonna be different.
The stage play,
which is part of why Fantasia.
Yeah, because she was singing. She was singing in the trailer.
Play.
There was song in the trailer.
I believe so.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to see it because it needs to be synced. But I was like, I didn't feel excited. I felt apprehensive watching the trailer. I was like, "Ooh, y'all finna mess this up."
Yeah. So Little Mermaid came out again with Halle Bailey, and everyone is super excited for it. And the results are in, and they are not super good.
The movie's not that good.
Apparently, the movie is not that good. Some people were complaining that it did a lot of surface level work to be inclusive, but not any actual. Which I don't know how you can have actual inclusivity in a fiction show about mermaids.
It's mermaids and a giant octopus lady and like crabs and stuff is singing. So one review, the only review that I read, said that it's the best of the live action remakes because Disney has been failing in the live action remakes. So this is the best one. So it's actually an upturn in the trajectory.
We'll take it.
I'll take it.
We'll take it. Blue Ivy went on tour with her mom, and she was dancing. She was part of the backup dancers on the stage for a crowd of about 80,000 people in France.
You better show up.
There were a lot of different takes on her performance. I will say, shout out to Blue Ivy because 80,000 people at 11 years old. I can't imagine. Your mother is Beyonce. Like, you can't really fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine the stress. I will say she looked like she might have had some nerves about her. Like, she was a little. She wasn't dancing full out, is what I'll say. Geez. All the other dancers around her were dancing full out, but she is also not
that's what they do.
20-something-year-old professionally trained dancer. She's 11.
She's a child.
So it's 80,000 people.
She probably ain't even come into her body fully. Like, what you wanted to do?
Exactly. So I have nothing negative to say. Just shout out to her. Yeah. Shout out to being on that stage. She got up there. She did it. And it was a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah. All right. On to the craziness. So apparently Joe Biden and Kevin McCarthy have reached some sort of a basic deal to raise the debt limit in order for America to pay its debts. Did you know? Because I know you don't follow. So these are bills that we had already incurred that we're needing.
We trying to figure out how to pay. Right? Yeah, it's the same foolishness.
So 25% of all of that spending, all of that money that we just are trying to pay back, all came from Trump. other 70% came from all previous presidents.
Wow. Well, it was balanced, air quotes, a few presidents ago.
Clinton, I think.
Yeah, something to that effect. But you know how I feel. It's all trash. It's all a big
all
Ponzi
of this
scheme.
is made up. So
it's all a big trick.
Yeah. Anyway, so, I'm glad because
you borrowing money from the people you owe money to print money.
Either way, it doesn't make sense. But having us on the brink of financial ruin would have fucked up the lives for way too many regular people.
Yeah.
And that's not okay. So I'm glad that we got to something.
And in keeping with the question, Trump 25, the remaining balance, everybody else.
Yeah.
I get the impact.
So let's see. So apparently there's more COVID news. So COVID is on the rise again. There are different hospitals where they're seeing a huge uptick and they're back to having full hospitals and stuff because of whatever uptick.
Because people outside?
I don't know why, but anyway, it has been proven that it was the virus and not the vaccine that has caused a lot of this type 1 diabetes in children. In Sweden, they didn't vaccinate their children under 12 years old. And they also didn't take very many precautions to slow the spread. And the rate of type 1 diabetes per 100,000 children aged 0 to 4 has increased.
0 to 4. Why you got diabetes at 4 years old?
People have type 1
genetic predisposition
has typically been called childhood onset diabetes. So type 1 is your pancreas is not working properly. Okay. So it's an organ failure issue. So whether or not they had actual symptoms of COVID, because a lot of the adult thinking around COVID is if you're not symptomatic, then it's not a big deal.
But that's not actually true for this virus because it reduces organ failure.
Yeah. Yes. Whether or not you are actively coughing or have a fever doesn't mean that your immune system and your and that you're not having autoimmune issues, right? So that's really sad because type 1 diabetes is a permanent immune dysfunction. So just get keep up with your health. And there's the thing is there are certain things that you can do and there's certain things that you can't do. Like you can get COVID and you won't know if you're going to be the one that comes up with diffuse organ issues. You could just have it and it be a cold for you, and for somebody else it could be something different.
Or you can have it be a cold, you recover it, and then a month later you're still dealing with whatever you're dealing with.
And that's the case with so many other things. I think we've just forgotten. There are people who have had HIV and it never turned into what we call full-blown AIDS, right? People's bodies and immune systems deal with things differently all the time, but we never have paid attention to it because we've always trusted scientists and doctors and studies and things like that. Now everybody want to be in the know about everything, which is great. Like if you're actually going to take the time to actually get to know all of your body systems and be in the know in terms of all of these studies, great. So now you'll be able to find out that people have HPV, genital warts, and they don't ever get genital warts. It could just be living in their system. Yeah. So anyway, anywho, a Georgia sheriff's deputy, Jason Cunningham, has been sentenced to life in prison for shooting a mother of 3 in the back of the head after she insulted his penis size.
Here's one.
The quote, men are afraid women will laugh at them. Women are afraid men will kill them, comes to mind. Yes, that's what it is. Target is removing certain items from its stores and making other changes to its LGBTQIA+ merchandise nationwide ahead of Pride Month after an intense backlash from some customers, including violent confrontations with its workers.
Yeah, I don't even know fully what happened. The only thing I know that's related to this is the underwear styles.
No, people have been walking in, taping themselves, walking into Target and complaining and asking, "Where's the straight clothes section? Where's the straight t-shirt section? Why do you have this huge pride display? Where's the straight pride display?"
That's like the damn Can I get a White History Month?
Yes,
bullshit.
Exactly. And then arguing,
it's like the whole store.
Arguing, you got a little section. What's the name, people?
Like it's my fault.
Like it's their fault.
Like I did it.
Talking to the manager like it's his.
Like the manager going to do something about it.
It's Anyway,
they're looking for a groundswell.
Yeah, and so someone wrote, you can't negotiate with terrorists, right? These people, whether you take this stuff out or not, they just want to have the control. They're still going to complain about some shit.
They want to be able to impact change in their community. They're feeling disempowered, like other people. Like there's an agenda, and like people are taking over, and they're tired of seeing it in their face.
I just read this thing where one parent.
Yes, I heard about that.
Had the poem by Amanda Gorman that she did at Biden's inauguration, had it pulled and called it CRT or whatever.
She complained about it to the whole school banned it.
Right, so the whole school district, not just the school, right? The school district banned it. And then people complained, and I don't know if this is true or not, this was just something I saw on the internet. Somebody said, a quote from her was that, "I just saw it had the word communist in it. So I figured it was talking about communism."
So she
I
didn't
didn't
even
actually read it.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know if that part is true, but we will. I guess we'll find out. Yeah,
do your own research.
The New York Times is creating a dictionary of African American vernacular English, and to that I say, can't trust it. Why is the New York Times
creating an actual dictionary, a physical dictionary?
Trying to create a dictionary.
But shit is always changing. You ain't gonna.
It's always changing,
that's
and
the
it's
nature
not
of it.
y'all's business. Just
leave
it alone.
Stay over there. Well, did somebody ask him to do it? Did an African American person at
Who knows?
New York Times decide to use their own power?
This is the same
to put the label behind this. But either way, it's like, yo, this shit is fluid.
Just leave it alone.
As soon as you type it, it's obsolete. What are you talking about?
It's the same as the South Park episode where Chef was like, "We used to say in his app."
Yeah.
White people took it. I assume we had to change to his app.
Yeah.
And now we got to say flippity floppity flute.
Yeah. Now you started saying position. Yeah.
Seventh grade student Zaylon Thorne at Calvary Baptist School in Slidell, Louisiana, was pulled aside by his principal and asked if his braids represented being a gangster.
I knew you were gonna say that. Talking about spending most of our lives living in the gangster, man. You get out of here, man. Yo, I'll tell you a real talk. Okay, I'll say it now. I don't. So I had to sit through a training years ago when a prominent person at the place that I was working said that they coached one of their people to not wear braids because it looked like they look like a ruffian. It made them look aggressive. And I was like, "This cornrows, you feel aggressed, but I'm not aggressing your dumb ass."
I had an instructor.
I didn't do that to you. I'm wearing my hair a certain way. In fact, that's on you. Sorry, I gotta calm down.
No worries. I had an instructor in chiropractic school that said something about, you don't necessarily want to be something about I don't remember exactly what the context was, but she said something nasty dreadlocks. I at the time
had locks.
Ooh. They were a good 8 years old.
Yeah, sure, they was super clean.
I was like, what does she must not think what I don't know. Anyway. Okay, now I can talk about Derek Jackson and his ex-wife. So, remember Dania Jackson? Now, she got with Derek Jackson, and apparently, for whatever reason, he talked her into being more of a conservative, church-dressing, churchy-looking, God-fearing.
Oh, really? Talk her into that?
Apparently, she was just regular. She was just a regular chick.
So she thought she was getting with this dude.
She got with this dude.
So pious and
and
upstanding.
Yes, he claimed that that's the kind of woman that he wanted.
Meanwhile, he was.
So she changed to fit that and to be closer to God, because it wasn't just, from what I gather from her, it wasn't just that he
liked don't want to be closer to God, right.
So then, he cheated, and she was wearing her bonnet of salvation and her breastplate of her
oh man,
breastplate of righteousness and all that kind of stuff. After he was caught cheating, and she was sitting next to him in that hostage video, right? People started clowning on her because of that. Then she cursed them till you do right by me. Curse over people's lives for talking shit about her and her relationship. Well, now they are either divorced or estranged. I'm not sure. She's back to looking like regular chick, which is great. She's a very pretty girl. But she talked about how she, hold on, let me pull it up. She talked about how she found videos of him with these other women on his phone, how she would watch videos of him with these other women having sex, and she would try to imitate what they did, how they did it, so that he would choose her, and that she knew their bodies better than she knew her own.
That's what I saw that quote, but I didn't know the context.
Yeah, and that she said there was a lineup of us. We were passing each other on the stairway, like this is my shift from this time to this time, and that she was a willing participant, even though, now looking back on it, it's really sad. She said she became a shell of herself.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah. So
that's crazy.
It's sad.
That's
it's
Stockholm.
Sad.
That's not just this. I don't have the right diagnosis for that.
It's sad because it's like so many of these things.
Oh, how would you give into that? I'm like, is this before marriage? This is after marriage. Yo, if we get married and then you start rolling people in, I'm like, yeah, that's not the thing. That it don't make sense. Can I get some people to roll in? What are we doing? Is this an open relationship? It's fine. Let's do something else. But we're not doing me having you have everybody. That don't make sense. Why would you do it to yourself?
It reminds me of Wendy Williams and Tabitha Brown.
I know. I know the names.
I know you don't know what happened. So Wendy Williams, Tabitha Brown started making a lot of money recently. Obviously, we all know she started with making bacon out of carrots, and now she done blown up to having hair care and stuff at Target.
Oh, that lady who does inspirational things. Yes. I follow her.
Love her. So she has made enough money as of a couple years ago to retire her husband, and she made a post about, I'm so glad my husband has been a police officer in Southern California for such and such a many years, and it's been years of me just being afraid whether or not he was going to come home every day, and yada yada yada. So I am glad to be able to say now I have enough that I'm able to retire my husband. He never has to work another day in his life. I don't have to fear for his life like that anymore. But she made this whole thing. This was back before. This is when Wendy still had her show. And she came on her show and she talked about Tabitha Brown, saying that's silly of her, that she should never do something like that for somebody else.
I think I know about this.
And
just my husband. What are you talking about?
Just talking about how unwise it was for her. And Tabitha, in all of her anointed glory, if that is someone who has the spirit of the Lord in them, she
untouchable.
Does. She got on Instagram and she said, the first thing I thought was, ooh, baby, the pain you must be in. And like the next day, freaking Wendy Williams is sick, debilitated in a wheelchair. Her show done got canceled. Can't do nothing else. Husband left. Like all the horrible things. Like,
is that what happened?
Right after Tabitha. Right after.
Wow.
She was gone. I was like, ooh, so that's the same thing I felt after seeing this whole thing come full circle, I was like, okay, you cursed these people who was reading your life for real like it was. You didn't want to hear the truth. You cursed these people. And this is what you was really dealing with? Holes in different area codes? Like, what is happening?
No, same area code.
Same house, passing the damn staircase, child. Anyway.
I don't know how you live that.
So,
well, I'm glad she got out of that.
So for this week, I learned Tina Turner passed away.
Oh, yeah.
At 83. And in this entire conversation about the craziness that is people's lives on the internet. This woman came on the internet and said that the worst place she could ever have been when the news of Tina Turner passing came out was in a black barbershop. Apparently she was in this barbershop getting her hair cut, and the news of Tina Turner passing came out, and one barber said, man, fuck Tina Turner. She did my man Ike wrong. He said they used to argue, but he said he ain't never do none of that stuff like she said. And she dragged his name through the dirt with that movie, and she shitted on him like that, and he's the one that built her up, and blah, 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 blah. And so she said that she was really hurt and taken aback because the other black men in the shop were not defending or correcting this person. They were just laughing and joking and egging him on. So at first I read that and I was like, oh, that's fucked up, you know? And then I started reading the comments.
And they was doing the same shit.
And they were like, girl, ain't no, what barbershop are you in? Are these people 50, 70 years old? No young people in no barbershop. No Tina Turner like that. No what happened between her and Ike like that to even care. There's like the basketball finals is on. That's the only thing these young people is talking about. So what you saying here is lying, and you just trying to get people mad at black men and blah, blah, blah.
What? I'm just telling you what happened when I was in the spot and this hurt.
And that's the point that I'm getting at. I don't actually know. Yeah. She could be lying. Right? She could be using Tina Turner's death to lie and say some dumb shit about black men. Or she could be telling the truth and nobody's trying to hear it. And nobody's trying to hear her. And black people or black men in this barbershop are, you know, shitting on Tina Turner in death. Either way, what I'm getting at is that nothing on the fucking internet is real.
Yes, none of it is real.
None of it is real. And until you get out and meet people in real life, like really, really sit down and visit with us and talk with us and come and see these crazy fucking kids. Like, that's the only time you really, really gonna know. But like all of these stories of things that are happening, people will really take something like somebody's death and use it to gain clicks, gain follows, create a story. And it's just sadness. And I just pray that we will always, I don't even pray that, I promise that we will always continue to be 100% genuine. You know like, I'm not finna take nobody's nothing for clicks. I just think it's sad. And if that actually happened, I feel like that's even sadder.
That's wild that you say that too, because the kids earlier today or this weekend sometime. Oh, Teacher was saying something about a show that's not used to watch. About how do you pronounce things a certain way. And she was like, you know, that came from that show that you told tonight to stop watching. And I was like, yeah, I remember that now. And she was like, yeah, because they weren't real. They were doing this and doing that. And I was like, yeah, you understand why, right? She was like, yeah, because nothing on the internet is real. Because YouTube is this and that and that. And I was like, yeah. So, okay, so you did get the message. Good. Y'all do be listening. So that's funny you say that too, because yes, tons of stuff is real, but there's plenty of stuff that is just for entertainment. And I think people don't understand. I'm like, yo, y'all watching these videos of these 30-something-year-olds playing with toys just so you can see them playing with toys, and they're making up all these scenarios that's not real. Like, stop it. Stop watching that. Go do something else.
Very adult scenarios.
Very adult scenarios. I'm like, yo, stop. This is not, no, turn it off. I'm canceling the whole thing. Power it off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's wild that you even had that experience. And I'm sad that if she's telling the truth, I'm sad that happened. Because especially in death, at least in the culture that I was raised in, you don't act like that. Mm-hmm. At the first response about someone's passing is not, man, fuck. It's, oh, damn, okay, you soak it in, let it be. Yeah. Read the room. And then, you know what I'm saying? See how it is. Like, oh, well, you know, at least they're not in pain anymore. They've moved on. They've transitioned. They've transcended. This spirit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, the pain that man must have been in.
Right. Ooh, honey, the pain.
The pain you must be in.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Exactly.
That's so wild. So, yeah, but no, it's, I hope people don't think I be just siding with the man bashing, but I've heard some things. Well, not even. No. I was in the shop the other day and I was talking to one barber about how I can't go to the other barber because he takes too long. And he was like, oh, yeah, he'll talk your ear off. And he'd be saying some other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he do be saying some other stuff, too. So, yeah, I don't give him my money no more. He cool, but he don't give my money no more.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. So, this week I learned that my son just behaves in a way that he doesn't ask for affection. He just puts himself in your face. And it's annoying. the way he requests attention, I find annoying. And I have learned to, much like the way you would yell sometimes, and I'm like, why's she yelling at me? What the fuck is wrong with her? It's the way I have learned to reinterpret the behavior of another human being. You know, love language type stuff. Like, I've learned, I do this. That's the problem why people get mad at me when I'm at work, because I'm flexible. And they're like, yo, did such and such said this to you? And I'm like, I didn't even hear it that way. I heard what they were not saying, and I addressed that. And that immediately diffused whatever you heard, because I ain't never even heard it that way. I don't take these personally. But anyway, so I've learned to be flexible. And so what I've learned this week is that I'm awesome. Yes. And that the way that my son communicates is awesome as well, because he obviously learned it from us. He obviously learned it from the DNA we gave him and the nurturance and this of the dynamic of this household. And so oftentimes when I get not irritated by just him, but when I have a moment inside and I'm bothered by something one of the children are doing, I'm like, okay, this is a function of what we are doing in this household. So how do I play a role in this? So, you know, when kids will put a mirror to your face. So Nye loves doing that. She'll be like I tell y'all, y'all already know she be saying some stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did teach her that. That's my fault. But, yeah, no, I've learned that I need to be more patient with him. Yo, it's funny today when they were supposed to go to bed and I was washing the dishes. And my son talking about he just got off his iPad at the last minute, a half hour after I told them all to prepare themselves some meal before they go to bed. And he's talking about, oh, man. He turns it up and he goes, okay, well, what's for dinner? And I was like, what's for dinner? And then you raised your hand up real quick behind him, slick like, so he didn't see me. You was like, yo, bring it down 1,000, bro. And as soon as you did that, I was like, all right, okay, de-escalate. I said, son, you know what? Talk to your mother, son. Talk to your mother, son. I'm washing dishes. And I just shut my mouth. Shut my mouth. That. I learned to behave like he's supposed to behave in school. Shut your damn mouth. If you think you're going to say something crazy, shut up.
It's so crazy.
Let the moment pass. You'll be all right.
I was in de-escalation training during orientation this week. And the first thing was check in with your emotions first. So for you was starting off here. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I was hot immediately. I wasn't like burning hot. No. I was just like, bruh, come on, man. You don't get tired of acting this way. You don't get tired of acting this way. And in a moment, I realized, I remembered who he is. He's a focused individual. When he gets into his thing, he's the way I am. He's like a freaking dog on a bone. He's obsessed about it. And I remember I'm still to some degree do it, but not as much. I remember being obsessed over this thing for a little while, being obsessed over that thing, but also being tunnel vision.
I will have to say that you did that well into your 30s.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm just...
Yeah, I'm saying I still have it.
I know. I'm just adding.
Yeah, but you ain't had to add it though.
I did. I did because I have a close friend who is spiritually minded and into astrology and things like that, and she was like, "Oh, Kyrie's gonna be." It's gonna be this touch and go until he's in his 30s, and I'm like, ugh. But then I remembered, oh yeah, you were like that too. So
yeah, and there's some. I'm learning to appreciate him just for who he is, and the breakthrough this week in him finally registering that we're actually gonna fight for him.
Yeah.
Because a few times he was looking to get in trouble, and it's like, bro, I'm not here to fight you. What do you need? Help me understand what you need. And he like gets caught off guard when I was like, so I feel like that's not what you want to say. What do you need? How can I help you right now? He's like, what? I'm trying to get in trouble right now.
And it's crazy because there's so many different studies again that are coming out talking about how a lot of the things that teachers are, a lot of these behaviors and ways of being and mental health challenges that teachers are seeing in elementary school usually do not manifest until high school. So a lot of the anxiety, depression, frustrated behaviors, angst, not wanting to really, get out there and be praised and all that kind of stuff. Like this usually didn't show up until high school, and now it's showing up in elementary school, and these elementary school teachers are taken aback and not sure how to do it.
Small plug. It's the Indigo children. Y'all ain't ready.
It's gonna be a different world.
I saw this 10 years ago in college. Students
were not in college at 10 years ago.
I saw this 10 years ago in the students that I service.
Okay.
In their college experiences. The early diagnoses, people coming to school already on meds, people already having these anxiety things, people dealing with all kinds of stuff. I was like, ain't you young for this? And they would tell me their stories about how they've been this since their children, their parents took out of them this. And then we watched the whole take your pill situation, right?
Yeah.
So I've been dealing with this in college students for a while. And so, it ain't new. And they coming for you. Parents get ready. Adults get ready. Get your shit together.
And I pray that they will change the world for the better.
Yeah. Same. I hope they spark it up.
Spark it up, yo.
Thanks for checking us out. Remember to follow us on Instagram at The Black Spark Podcast.
And if you like what you hear, leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening.